Hey everyone, how's it going? Daniel here. Today we are taking a look at all of the iPhone 12 colors. Here we have the green, product red, white, blue, and black. So let's go ahead and get started here. First off, let me show you the boxes real quick here. Let me stack these real quick. I do have the protectors back on these so that I don't scratch the screens. But here are the boxes. Of course, each one is color coded to each phone, so you know what you're gonna get. This is it right here. Again, black, blue, white, red, and then green. You can see that the white one has a little bit of yellowness to it, and that's actually interesting because that's going to be related to what we're going to talk about with the white color of it not really looking white. But first, let me show you all the devices here so you can see all the colors together right there. And you can see the aluminum sides, which just look magnificent on all of these colors. I think they really nailed that look here. They feel really great. They're nice and cool to the touch. And you can see how those look right there. I really like the green one. They honestly just all look great. And then if we span them out like so, you can see that right there and just get an idea of how that looks there. Of course, the point of this video is more or less to just give you different angles and show you the devices so that you can make a decision on your own on which one you like the most. But you know, I can't really tell you which one is best because it's just my opinion, so hopefully it just kind of helps you see that. And I'll show you some b-roll of different lighting conditions and all of that. So let's go ahead here and show you the fronts of every device. I know some people like to see that so you can see what color shows through the front. So let me remove these now, and here you can basically kind of see some of the reflections there and how that looks. I can just kind of grab them like this and show you, but here you can kind of see that you do from the front have, of course, the black OLED display right there, and you are going to get some of that color around the edges from every single one of these colors. The only one that's not going to really show the color is the black one because, of course, it's matted out. You can see the green, red, and the white right there. Very nice. And here's the black one, as you can see. Doesn't really show much of anything. That's good. If you find any of this distracting at all, then this would be a good option. You see that right there. And then we do have the blue one right here, which is similar to the black, but there is a slight blue tint that you can see there on the sides, which is also very nice. Now, interestingly enough, I do want to talk a little bit about some of the colors here that were surprising. And one of the first ones is the product red. It's not as deep red as we've gotten in previous years, so do keep that in mind. If you're a fan of that really deep red, this is not that. This is throwing into a slightly orange, salmon, pinkish tones that looks really great. I actually prefer this to previous year's red versions. I actually love this color a lot. So if you're a fan of previous year's pinks or oranges or anything like that, I do highly recommend this because it kind of reminds me of that coral we had a couple years ago. It's not quite as much. It's definitely more red than the coral, but this is very nice. The other surprise here was the white one, which actually is not really white at all. It actually has some yellow / pink, gold, champagne undertones. Not super apparent in video. It's really something you have to look up close. Here is the gold to compare it to, so it's definitely not like the gold at all. But when we compare it to a couple of other white devices, so here we have the 12 Pro, and you can start to begin to see that show. And then, oops, I have a mess over here. And then when we have the iPhone 10 right here as well, so you can see that. So you can see that this one was kind of grayed out white. This one this year for the 12 Pro is very close to actually just pure white. And then the one on the left has slightly yellow hues. And I don't know if you can tell, let me know in the comments if you can see that. But this is actually kind of a Pro, I think, because if you want a really white phone, maybe consider stepping up to the Pro. But this is actually a very nice earthy tone that looks really nice with cases. And I think a lot of people are going to really like this. So I think this is going to be a very popular color if you want something like the gold or like a pink or something like that, that has a little bit of color but not too much. And this is probably going to be it. And yeah, because it's not fully white. Even the sides have a little bit of a sheen that looks semi-gold in some cases. So that's worth noting because I actually think While I don't like this because it's not white, I do like the color and it's close to the top of the list here as my favorite. Now, one of my other favorites here is of course the green, which is very surprising. This is the minty green that a lot of people have been wanting for a while, I feel, because this is so much better than the green that we got in previous years. This just has a very calm tone and I just really like the way that it looks. It matches really well with a lot of cases. I made a whole video showing how the clear case looks on all these, and I'm trying to search it here, but I can't find it. How Apple's clear case looks on this, and it just works with like all the cases really well. And that kind of goes through all these, but this one had a really nice tone to it that I can see a lot of people liking. So regardless, they all look incredible. I'm a huge fan of all the colors this year. I personally, the only one that I wouldn't buy, like I would buy any of these except for the blue one. And that's just because as far as the actual color of the device goes, it's just not my type of blue. I do love the blue that's used around here in the camera. So when we put a case on it and cover up pretty much all of the phone here, I do love the way that looks, but I do like to use my case pretty often, or my phone pretty often without a case. So yeah, that I do really like a lot, the way that that looks. So now when we put this case right here on the red, this case just kind of helps us see what peeks out through the cases. And you know, in case you're gonna put a case, what can you still see? You can see that the red aluminum on the sides is very red and it looks really great. And hopefully you're seeing there some of the B-roll to help you guys decide a little bit more on which color you like the most. And yeah, I do also recommend Apple's case, their silicone case, which I made a whole video on showing on all these devices. So make sure to click that in the description or find it on the channel and you can see all these in the case. But you can see that I do recommend this case just because it is super nice and slim and it fits the shape of the device really well. And surprisingly, you still get some of that color showing through, if you can see right here on the side. So if you want to see some color from the front still and protect your phone, the silicone case with the MagSafe from Apple works very, very nicely with this. It's also very easy to remove, and I do quite like it a lot this year, more than I have in past years for this case. And I think this one's like 50 bucks or so. It's quite expensive, but a very nice case. Now let's move on real quick to the blue that I want to touch upon again, just so you can see the difference here. We have the Pacific blue, which is a blue that really calls to me. I love a blue like this. It's just very nice. It's a different shade of blue. This is a deeper blue, which fans of actual blue will really like because this is an actually blue phone. Compared to this doesn't even look blue sometimes, but you can see that there, how both of them go about the blue in different ways. And yeah, in case you're curious how both of these look, that's how they look. And let me actually show you also, just to end this video with another comparison, let me show you the graphite versus the black. So here we have how the graphite looks versus the black. You can see that the glossiness of the black is kind of a, it's kind of a deal breaker for me. I would definitely put a skin or a case on this. I love the aluminum sides, though, as you can see there. It looks so much better for me. The aluminum just looks so nice, and it feels so nice too, because there's no like sweaty grippiness or anything. The sweaty grippiness that you get on the back of this is kind of similar to what you get on the side of this, which I am not a fan of. And then the matte finish that you get here is similar to the matte finish you get here. And I wish those were both combined into one phone. But you can see that there, in case you were wondering if you wanted just pure black or the graphite right there. You can see that the difference is quite significant. And when you put both in a black case, the one that's actually going to look like matte black and like very clean is going to be the iPhone 11 right here. So as you can see here, we just put this in this black case right here. It just looks matted out right here and it looks really cool. Meanwhile, if we put the graphite one, it is not matted out and you're just going to see that glossiness, which while it looks cool, I don't think it looks as cool as that matte finish with the other one, but you can see that there. And hopefully that just kind of gives you an idea of what the iPhone 12 is like, what the colors are like. I know how hard it is to choose a color, or at least it is for me, because it's so hard to decide on something. And some people make fun of deciding on a color on a phone, but it's a big purchase. And it's, I've said in the past, it's like buying a car. You're not just going to go to the dealership and be like, give me whatever color. It kind of represents you and it says something about you when you choose a color. So these are the colors again. Let me know what you guys are gonna choose. I think that the red might be one of the winners this year. Just really, really nice tone of red. But yeah, thanks for watching this video. And if you like it, make sure to check out the other videos on the channel and leave a like on this video because that always helps the channel out a ton. And I'll catch you in the next video. Goodbye.